Hello everyone. I'm out today with my nephew Matt and his son Tristan. They wanted to come out and do a little bit of fishing for the afternoon. It's clouding over quite a bit. They're not really calling for rain, but I don't want to take the chance. I'm going to set up a tarp and then I'm going to gather some firewood while they're fishing. So I've got my ridgeline strung between these two trees. So now I'll throw the tarp over. Pull my prusik loop through the tarp. Wrap around the toggle. Put the prusik loop through the eye of the tarp. Roll it around the toggle. And then pull it tight. Now I've got a nice tree here. So I'm just going to wrap my line around it. And tie off to it. And that way I don't have to worry about trying to put a stake through any of these rocks. So on the back side, I'm tied somewhat higher in the tree. And on this side, I was able to get a stake in the ground and lower this corner. So if it does rain, the water will all wash out on this side. Now I got to go tie the front. On this corner of the tarp, I have one of the guy lines that it came with one of those cheap tent adjusters, but it works well. But it's a little short. So I have another piece of paracord with a loop tied in it, and I'm just going to put one loop through the other and run that chunk of paracord through. That will add length to my rope. I can now poke a stick to bring up the tarp. And I'll probably pop a stake in the ground down there if I can. And I can tie to it, and then I can still use the adjuster to tighten up the tarp if I need to. So now I can take my stake and try and get it in there. Every now and then you get lucky and get between rocks. Inside once, inside twice. Around the outside. And then I go around one more time. And I put a slip knot in there. And then I put a piece of wood as a toggle. Tighten it up. This gives me the option. I can adjust the tension down here. Or like I said, I can use the guy line up there and adjust the tension there as well. Tarp's all set up. High ends are on this side, low ends are on that side. So if it does rain, the water's all going to run down that way. But at least now, if it does start to rain, we've got a spot we can hide. We can toss our gear under here and we're good to go. Now I just need to grab my saw and go collect a little bit of firewood so that we can have a fire and cook supper tonight. There's the tarp set up and the boys fishing. And that's a big dead tree that fell over, so I can cut all the branches I want off of that. So I've got the Agawa Boreal 24. So firewood around here is not going to be a problem. Now how's that for a find? Little handful of fresh raspberries, right next to a little handful of fresh blueberries. Right beside each other. You want to try some fresh raspberries? Yes. And blueberries?
Yes. You try some.
Huh? They're good. They're small. We didn't get a lot of rain this year, so. But they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Here, on your hand.
Thank you. Good from nature. Kids and parents are home.
We have a little buddy that just came up out of the water. Must have been here for a few minutes and we haven't seen him because he's nice and dry now. Maybe he'll help me cut some firewood. So Tristan is fishing right behind me. Matt's on the other side of the rocks over there. I'm going to test my luck out over here. So Matt's got a nice sized little bass over there. Keeping it or sucking it? Nah, put it back. Okay. So we've been fishing all afternoon. I caught one, I lost one. Matt caught 4, lost 1. Tristan caught 2. Nothing worth keeping. We've tossed everything back, but now the rain is starting. Of course, just as I was about to light the fire to start cooking supper, the boys have decided they're going to keep fishing in this rain. As soon as it stops, I'll light the fire and cook something to eat. There's Tristan over there on the rock. And then Matt's down here. Rain's already slowing down. It's been threatening to rain all day. It comes in dark and then it clears up, and it comes in dark and clears up. So hopefully this rain won't last very long. I have some birch bark with a little bit of cedar bark and some old man's beard that I'm going to use as a bird's nest. The rain has finally subsided, hopefully. Now we're going to let that burn down a little bit, and soon we're going to start cooking dinner. So I've placed my grill right here at the front and moved a few coals underneath it. I'm going to try and keep the fire going at the back. That way if I need more coals, I can just push them underneath. Now, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. I brought out some ground chicken. We're going to start to cook that down. Now I took an empty spice bottle and I put a little bit of Montreal chicken and a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to sprinkle that in there. Now we'll add in some onions, some mushrooms, give that a stir and let that cook down a little bit. So now while that's cooking down, I'm going to add just a little bit of water. And some Old El Paso taco seasoning. Stir that all in there and let that simmer for a bit. Now I have a bit of orange, red, and yellow pepper. So we'll just toss that into the mix. So I went into the cooler to grab the next ingredient, which was salsa. It's on the counter at home. Forgot to bring the salsa. But we have cheese. And I brought whole wheat Tostitos, the rounds. So I'm going to melt some cheese over that. We're going to put some Tostitos in the plate, scoop some of that on top, and that'll be dinner. Just letting it simmer down a little bit more, and then I'll put the cheese on there. So I brought out some pre-shredded cheese. It's a nacho blend, lactose free. Not because we're lactose intolerant, just because that's the only nacho blend that they had. Melted cheese on top of that. Tostitos multigrain rounds. Along with some of this gooey, cheesy goodness. Ow, and it's hot. And if the boys don't push their fishing rods down soon, I'm going to eat it all.
Let's see how this food tastes, guys. My uncles are pretty good cookers. Just enjoy the food that he makes you if you ever go to a party, and it's a 10 out of 10.
Mm. Delicious, but would have been better with the salsa. There's enough sand around this pit that when I fill it up tight, it's like a swimming pool. So now I'm not worried at all. This will not reignite. But now it looks like we're going to get one more shot of rain. So I'm going to get under the tarp, slowly start packing up whatever I can. And then once the rain stops, I'll yank down the tarp and we're going to head for home. Well, that's going to be it for today. It's been a great day other than the rain at the end here. We're hiding under the tarp. This rain looks like it's going to stop soon, hopefully. Sky's clearing up back here, so we should be okay in about 20 minutes or so. As soon as the rain stops, we're going to pack up the tarp. Everything else is ready to go, and we're going to head on out of here. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. It'll let you know whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.